Michigan State's head football coach under fire as questions swirl about his job status and how long key MSU leaders knew about the sexual harassment scandal involving a rape survivor. Paula.
This city's top administrator says this represents the single biggest transformational opportunity in the history of his city.
A very rare win-win-win for certainly folks in the immediate area of these sites.
But right now, it just looks like a landfill.
Well, the clouds have already arrived and rain not far behind them. 69 right now in Howell, 72 in Detroit. Some fall-like temperatures are headed our way.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
We start things off first at 4 with the questions swirling in East Lansing right now, one day after MSU suspended its head football coach Mel Tucker in that sexual harassment scandal involving a rape survivor. Reports surfaced Sunday of a phone call between Tucker and Brenda Tracy. She characterizes the conversation as harassment, while Tucker apparently told investigators it was consensual phone sex. Sean Lay, live in East Lansing. And Sean, this phone call happened months ago, and that's only adding to the controversy.
And adding to our questions to hold people here at MSU accountable to answer these pretty simple questions, Karen. When did people know about these allegations? And what was the flow of information like during this investigation? The investigation ended, we learned, July 25th. Right now, MSU not saying anything, so we're going to dig and try to find these answers for ourselves. The investigation wrapped up July 25th. What's happened since then? Tucker's boss, Coach Tucker's boss, the athletic director here, Alan Haller, he would know, we are told, every detail of that investigation, not just when it was finished, but along the way as information was coming in during this 8-month investigation. Coach Tucker, he had a well-known national speaker talk to his players about sex assaults, preventing them, keeping people safe on campus. She is a survivor of sexual assault. He named her the captain of the MSU spring game. But all year, a Title IX attorney says MSU and AD Alan Haller would be kept up to speed on a Title IX investigation with serious sex claims against the football coach made by that very speaker. MSU says the investigation was done July 25th. USA Today then publishes pages of the investigation, including text messages and statements from both sides here. Details from that person who she says was victimized by the coach. After the bombshell report went on Sunday, MSU then acted, suspending the coach. Students right now are asking the same questions. Why are they just hearing about this now?
So it's been going on for a while. So it's kind of like almost eerie in a way, like to know that like what other type of things are going on behind our backs without us knowing.
More transparency calling here by the students here. Now, the Title IX attorney, this is a complex law, federal law here, Title IX. She says MSU is likely following every protocol and every procedure set forth by Title IX. There's confidentiality clauses, things of that nature. However, a PR crisis expert, Karen, telling us that MSU had to find a way to get out in front of this before it hits the news media. Now, the key here, we're going to talk more about this at 5 and 6, Karen. MSU, by law, had to do a safety and risk assessment of the coach. Anyone who's accused of any type of these behaviors, safety and risk assessment. Now, the attorney we spoke with says clearly MSU was okay with allowing him to run out here Saturday and continue to coach. Back to you.
That timeline is critical in this investigation. All right, thank you, Sean. Now, to the latest on the UAW's ongoing contract talks ahead of Thursday night's strike deadline. UAW President Shawn Fain is done chatting with Stellantis for the day. In the past 24 hours, he spent time at the main table with leaders for all of the big three. In just about 1 hour, he is expected to weigh in on those talks live on Facebook and let us know if they're any closer to striking a deal. Tonight at 5, Ron Maloney will give us some historical perspective on these negotiations. He will explain how what's happening right now actually mirrors the 1937 talks in Flint that ultimately led to the birth of unions. Time now for our first look at the forecast. Kim earlier said that some rain is perhaps moving in. What's that all about?
Well, there is some rain moving in, and it could be heavy at times, but right now we're focused on the temperatures because this will be the warmest that will be for the next several days as cooler air is settling in. You can sort of tell where it's already started raining just by looking at the temperatures. It's 74 in Detroit, but you look back in Howell, rain-cooled air cooling things down to the upper 60s. Well, we had some sunshine that has now been replaced by quite a few clouds. There could be a hole here and there letting some brightness through, but otherwise continuing to thicken up as we go through the next several hours. Right now it is raining in Howell, not heavy rain, but as we zoom in here on Exact Track 4D radar, Heartland, Brighton, Green Oak, getting a few showers, and then as we look back a little bit farther to the west, there's a little bit more rain in Lansing that is headed here to Metro Detroit, becoming more widespread and heavier after about 8 o'clock tonight. So we start the day tomorrow with a few of those showers, but then we get a break midday, maybe even a break or two of the sunshine before a couple more spotty showers move in late tomorrow night. We'll talk about the cool air headed our way coming up in just a couple of minutes.
22 years have passed since a day that has changed America forever. All around the U.S., people are marking the anniversary of September 11th, 2001. Devin Skillian is here with a closer look at how those remembrances are going today.
Yeah, Karen, you know that the number 343 has become, of course, very well known as the death toll of the New York firefighters who died during the terrorist attacks. But now that number is nearly equaled by the number of first responders who have died from post 9/11 illnesses, which has now reached 341. And people who were at the Twin Towers that day or narrowly avoided being there still have such fascinating stories to tell. At the War Memorial in Grosse Pointe Farms this morning, the featured speaker was Brian Kaufman, who moved to Grosse Pointe 5 years ago from New Jersey. Kaufman had worked on the 86th floor of the World Trade Center South Tower. He was diagnosed with leukemia in 1999 and took time away from work, but had returned just 2 weeks prior to the attack. Brian, though, had a pressing matter to take care of at work on the morning of September 11th and says he would have been at his desk if he hadn't made a late decision to drop his son off for the boy's first day of kindergarten.
The words rang into my head, business is just not that important. And it saved my life. I decided to bring my son to school, and when I got to the school, it had already begun, and people were like, "Did you hear about your company?" And women are crying and coming up to me, and I didn't know why, and they said, "You better go home and take a look on the TV." They didn't even want to tell me.
Yeah, Kaufman says he lost 106 friends in the attack that day. In New York today, families read the names of many of those victims following moments of silence at 8:46 a.m. and 9:03 a.m., the times each tower of the World Trade Center was struck. Memorials were also held in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At the Pentagon, a wreath was laid and a flag unfurled in honor of the lives lost there in Northern Virginia. In Shanksville, people gathered at the Flight 93 United crash site. Of course. President Biden now in Alaska today, scheduled to deliver remarks at about 45 minutes or so at a 9/11 remembrance there as he makes his way back from his Asia trip. 22 years.
It's
right?
unbelievable.
Still
I mean, once you start hearing the stories and seeing the video, it just feels like it was just so recent.
Comes right back, doesn't it? Yeah.
Thanks, Devin.
You got it.
Well, a massive land cleanup to the tune of 700 acres is set to begin, and the mayor of Rochester Hills says it represents the biggest single transformation opportunity in the city's history. Paula Tutman live at one of the target sites to explain. Paula.
Yeah, hey Karen, hi everybody. This is mammoth. There's no other way to say that. When you talk about this kind of money, $75 million, and it can really change a community for generations. Emphasis on the plural, generations to come. Just take a look over here. This is a landfill, a defunct landfill. It's been here forever. Neighbors say when the wind blows just right or just wrong, it just plain stinks. Oh my gosh, they say bring it on. Bring on the cleanup. Line of sight, line of smell. The Michalaks live directly across the street from what was once the Sandfill landfill.
Sometimes you can smell it, especially at night. Sometimes the odor goes across that field with the wind blowing.
The vents off-gassing methane create one big stink, and the family is actually relieved at even a mention of the words cleanup.
Anything would be better than what they got right now.
DeQuinder and Hamlin roads, and for as long as anyone can remember, it has been many acres of empty land on the periphery of a burgeoning, growing city that needs more land and opportunity to grow even more. And so the opportunity to reclaim some 700 acres of industrial, dump, and wasteland from more than 100 sites is a pinnacle moment, says Mayor Brian Barnett.
We've had many discussions with many different property owners and potential developers, but because of the enormous cost to clean up this land, they end up walking away. And it's really the only reason that they haven't developed all these years.
It's a chicken and the egg, really. I mean, the developers want to do something, but they won't do it until they know they have a user on the other side. But a user's not going to commit until they know how long it's going to take them to clean it up and what level they're going to clean it to. And so you have this proverbial stop and start that never really moves anywhere until you get the resources to do it.
The city has scored what amounts to $75 million in bipartisan monies from Lansing to clean up private lands so they can be repurposed.
It's going to clean up the environment. That's a huge win. It's going to create some jobs and ultimately improve the tax base here. So it's a win, a very rare win-win-win for certainly folks in the immediate area of these sites.
This is Innovation Hills, the most popular public park in Rochester Hills, and you can see why. Lots to see, lots to do, lots to enjoy. Across the street, a dump, literally a dump.
They dump trash, they dumped household hazardous waste. It's dirty. It's been a dump 40, 50 years ago. It's a beautiful piece of property. It's in a key area of our city, but the cost to do something with it is just so high, it's remained empty.
By the way, the funds have a timestamp on them, so that means the city has to get with Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or EGLE. They've got to get these assessments, get the cleanups done, and then work with the private landowners to redevelop. And while that might sound like decades of irritable details, it's not, because the monies must be spent by September 30th, 2027. 1977. That's how long it's been since this site has closed. The mayor says, again, this is the other remarkable thing, that residents, neighbors will actually see changes in as early as 3 to 4 to 8 months. And Karen and everybody else, we're talking about residential, parks, commercial, and some light industry. They say, bring it on. Transformational, the most transformational in the city, in the history of the city.
Very impressive ideas. All right. Thank you, Paula.